Welcome to the Pittsburgh Business Virgin, where we interview successful business owners to educate the virgin segment of the population who are thinking about starting their own businesses. I'm your host, Brad Hilbert, president of Three Rivers Wealth Management Group. All right, we're back for our next segment with Ron Burke of Burke Stables. Hey, Ron, one of the I think important questions that a lot of people would want to learn more or hear more about is sort of your business model, because just to give people kind of an idea of how significant of a growth you've had in your business. In 2002, you struggled to get to $1 million of purse, and then last year you finish up, in excess of $15 million. That's tremendous growth over the last 8 years. So what are some of the keys sort of to the business model?
Well, basically, one, we went, which doesn't apply to every business, but bigger was better for us. The bigger we could get, the quicker we could get. We knew that there was, new opportunities coming due to the slots and new racing opportunities. And we basically took every dollar we made and funneled it back in and kept just growing it and growing it. And then the other thing is, too, and we've had this conversation, basically we try to think of ourselves as either like the McDonald's or Walmart of racing. Basically, everywhere you go, you're going to get the same product. And that was our whole thing, was to show people that we could produce at a high level, be it in New Jersey, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Florida, wherever there was racing, that if we showed up, that however was, running that stable under our name, basically that we could produce the same results. And that was a big thing, In 2002, we were racing at, one track, maybe two, maybe three, where now we will race 10 to 12 tracks in a year,
Both in the U.S. and Canada, right?
Right, and that's
Canada is an expanding market too, right?
Right, and Canada is the one last great frontier for us. That's the one spot where we've got like our foot in the door, but we're not all the way there. And it may be in the next year that we finally kick that down. And
what's been the
going international is a whole different deal. I mean, there's a whole more. You got tax code difference, moving the money back and forth. That's the one thing that, as far as the racing part, we can handle the racing anywhere we go. But when you start, moving the money there and paying people, and it's a whole different deal. And that was the one part. But, we may be forced into doing that, And then I even have, dreams of trying Italy and Europe and stuff like that, because, if my phone calls work from here to New Jersey and to getting the job done, same phone call might work to Canada or Italy, so better brush up on some Italian, but whatever.
Diane, in case you haven't seen enough or never see your husband, now he's talking about going to Italy, so
she's
might go
on that trip.
No, she'll go with me.
She'll be getting
the
the purses and shoes and everything else.
Sounds good. Ron, what are you doing to stay ahead of the competition and continue to grow the business like you want to do?
Well, I mean, the big thing is now we have the funds to stay ahead of. It's a lot to do with going out and getting better horses. And due to our success, we've had, our money, and, there's readily other people's money that want to invest and be a part of it. So, that has made it easier, the ability to go out and buy the things that we need. And, we have the best of everything. We have the best equipment, the best trucks, the best whatever money can buy. If it's the best, we go out and get it. And, that makes an advantage once you've raised capital where you can go out and buy the better things to, you need to do well, it does help you.
You were touching on investors. Now, from a business standpoint, I know you turn more people down on a daily basis than you say yes to, and which has got to be kind of a very neat place to be, that most business owners would love to be, where you say no more than you say yes. At the same point, it probably wasn't always that way. I mean, you talked about your dad started in 1982 with one horse.
Yeah,
How did you guys raise, or how did your dad and then sort of more recently in the last decade since '02 with this prolific growth, how did you guys go out and get investors? How did you build the business up to the point where, as you said, you've got all the resources top notch?
Well, pretty much number one, produce. When you do get an opportunity, produce. That's the whole thing. I don't care how nice of a guy you are or how good your shtick is. If you don't give up numbers, you aren't going to be long. Second thing is when you get a small part, that's what we did. We were doing good. People would give us their castaways, the horses that weren't good enough for the top trainers. Don't take it as a slap in the face. Take it as an opportunity to show them what you can do. And then, be honest.
So, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Right, and that's the thing is, don't take it as a slap in the face that, you feel that they have people that are already training horses for them that you're better than. Show them that, you're better than they are. And, be honest. That's the biggest thing is just be honest. It's one thing, we have a great name for, we are not out to screw people. We do not go out, to try to rob people and make it all one day. Realize, it's a long deal ahead and you're going to have to make money in a long time, and you're going to need these people to be, I like to think of them when we take on a partner, it's a lifetime partner, and that when we end, they're going to end with us. And if you don't feel that that person is, going to be a lifetime partner, maybe you shouldn't be doing business with them, and that is a lot what we've done. We've tried to stay with people with the same moral code as us and the same ideas and the same goals, and that makes it a lot easier because when the times are good, it's easy for everybody, but when the times are tough, that's when you truly know, who your partners are and who you can count on.
It's kind of funny in business, and I can speak to this personally. Sometimes you see someone and you see an opportunity, a big opportunity to do business, and but at the same time you're like, yeah, but I don't quite know about them, or they don't. To your point, they don't have the same moral compass as you do. And it's amazing how you kind of knew it before going in that it was a bad idea, and it turns out being a bad idea. So some of that I'm hearing from you is sort of follow your gut instinct on who you're doing business with.
Not that we haven't made mistakes along the way, but that's the thing is, as we've gotten older and gotten more successful, we don't have to gamble as much, and we became much more stringent on who we do business with, and and that has made it easier. And now we have people that, I consider not only partners but lifelong friends.
Absolutely.
And that's the big thing is we do it as a group, we do it together, and it's easier when everybody's pulling the same direction. And that's the biggest thing is we work as a team, and the other thing, we all enjoy each other and we enjoy what we're doing, and that has made it not only more and more financially rewarding, but more just as rewarding as a person that
Absolutely.
We're doing something that we all like and we do it together.
Great, Ron. We'll wrap that segment up on that one. And just to go through a couple of things that Ron mentioned there, reinvest in your business. Got to put your money back in your business. Build a product that can be duplicated, so you don't have one-offs. You want to be able to continually reproduce high results. And, it sounds like the proof's in the pudding. So get results, and, the success will follow that. So thanks, Ron, for that segment. We appreciate your time. As always, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Because you can't print your own money without going to the Slammer. Three Rivers Wealth Management Group, in Pittsburgh for Pittsburghers. TRWMG.com. That's TRWMG.com.